Hi guys, welcome to our first dedicated pranayama video. If you're not familiar with the word pranayama, it basically means the breathing practices in yoga. Yoga is so much more expansive than just the movement and the shapes, the poses that we put ourselves in, and breath is a huge, important part of a well-rounded yoga practice. So the breath practice that we're going to do today is called the three-part breath, or the full yogic breath. In Sanskrit, it's Dirga Pranayam. It has so many benefits. It's a really powerful, impactful breathing practice. It calms body and mind. It lowers blood pressure. And this time especially, it's nice to note that this practice supports a healthy respiratory system. So it helps the lungs to get stronger and to find more space to expand. It also massages the abdominal organs. It massages the lymph system. So it helps lymph to move through your body. So this is a really important breathing practice. It's really good for us on many levels. And the best part is it's really easy to do, and you can do it just about anywhere. So you can take a break in your day, standing, sitting, wherever you want, and take a few breaths like this, and it's a nice little reset. I'm going to guide a longer breathing practice today to really kind of get deep into feeling it and building the stepping stones of getting into the full breath. So I'm going to guide it lying down, and I'm going to guide it lying with some support. So also it's a bit of a restorative pose that you get tonight if you choose to. You can, again, do this seated if that's going to feel more comfortable, but if you can lie down on the ground if you want to, lie flat on your back or go for the supported back bend here. It's a little baby back bend, but just a nice big cushion or pillow that will come from all the way to the top of your hips to the top of your head. So you get a nice long bit of support that's going to give a little arch to your spine. It's going to give a little arch to your ribs. So here we get more space to practice this breath and really feel into the expansion. Legs wherever they're comfortable. So if you want to extend your legs out, feel free. I'm going to keep mine bent up. It's a little more supportive for low back, and my low back is feeling a little twingy today. So feet on the floor if you need that support, but again, legs wherever they're comfortable, arms wherever they're comfortable, and gaze towards the ceiling. So the back of your neck is long, your spine is straight, and your shoulders can just kind of rest either into the floor or over the sides of the support underneath you. And just take a moment to find your comfort, whether you're sitting or lying down. If you need to give yourself a little wiggle, a little shift, a little adjustment, go for it. If you want a blanket, feel free to cover up or give your head more support. Okay? Make sure that you can rest down comfortably. So we want the body to have some ease here, some softness, so that it's not calling our attention away from the breathing practice. And when you get comfortable, just start to feel into the rhythm of your breath. And notice when you breathe in, where in your body you feel some expansion. And you check in with the different spaces in your rib cage, your upper rib cage, your lower rib cage, the sides of your ribs. Check even with your back ribs. Notice if you feel expansion there, any movement. You feel into the space below your rib cage, and through your abdomen, your waist, and your lower back. And feel even into hips and shoulders. Do you feel any movement there? Does your breath inspire movement? And this is not an active movement. This is not your mind guiding your body. This is passive. When your lungs expand, where do you feel expansion in your torso? And on the same note, where do you feel release? When you exhale, where do you notice a softening, letting go? Starting to build into the first stepping stone of the 3-part breath, the full yogic breath. Take your hands to your belly. If you're lying on the floor, let your elbows stay resting on the floor. Your hands don't have to be perfectly on top of your belly. They can wrap a little more around the sides if that feels better. And start to reach your breath down deeper into your lungs. Like your breath is trying to scrape the bottom floor of your lungs. And even imagine your breath reaching further than your lungs, reaching down into your abdomen, even towards the pelvic bowl. Just feel when your breath comes in, your diaphragm balloons down, your belly expands, it rises up. When you exhale, your belly can soften back down. So breath in, feeling that ballooning, belly rising. And exhale, belly falling back down towards your spine. We're going to stay here for a few cycles of breath. And with those belly breaths, letting your breath massage your abdominal organs. This gentle rise. And exhale, fall. When you start to feel comfortable in that rhythm, those sensations, we'll step into the next part of the 3-part breath, part 2. So the breath still starts in the belly. Breathe in, feel that belly expansion. And now it's going to rise up into the lower ribs. And then when you exhale, let go first from the ribs and then from your belly. So if you're a really tactile person, the hands on the belly really worked for you, you can leave one hand on your belly, bring one hand up to your lower ribs, and start to feel into that path. Inhale, feel your breath fill into your lower hand, into your belly, and then rise up into your upper hand, the lower ribs. Exhale, let go from the ribs, then the belly. Inhale, belly up through the rib cage. Exhale, let go from ribs, and then belly. A few cycles like this on your own. If the hands on your torso is a little too much for you, if that's kind of making your brain spin, let your hands come down to the floor, or bring them both back down to your lower belly, or both to your upper rib or lower ribs. And just feel into that motion. Breath filling from the bottom of the lungs to the middle, emptying from the middle of the lungs back down to the bottom. And feel that rise and fall, slow and gradual. And when you're ready for the full yogic breath, all 3 parts, breath starts in the belly, rises up through the lower ribs, and then into the upper rib cage, into your heart space. And as you exhale, let go from the heart, then ribs, then belly. And so lungs, breath fills belly, ribs, Heart space up to the collarbones. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. And keep going with your breath. Following this path. The lungs fill like a jug of water would fill. Fills from bottom to top. And when you empty, it's like pouring out that jug. It empties from top to bottom. Notice the spaces where it feels a little more challenging to expand your breath. Or if the pattern, that path of breath, feels challenging to you. Without needing to judge that or label it or attach a story to it, just noticing and becoming a little more aware of your body and its patterns. And if your attention starts to wander, keep drawing it back to this breath. This breath is a meditation as well. It keeps your mind focused, really centered, attentive on breathing in a certain pattern. Belly, ribs, chest. Letting go, chest, ribs, belly. Notice also the quality of your breath. Are you straining at all to bring your breath in? And if you are, can you move with a more gentle intention? Can you draw your breath in with more ease? When you exhale, where can you let go? Where can you soften? Where in your body can you relax? Feel that breath expanding, rising up. And letting go all the way back down. Exploring the three-dimensional quality of this breath. Not only does your belly rise, but there's expansion in your side waist and even your lower back. In your lower ribs, there's expansion at your side ribs, your back ribs, and even in the chest. As your heart space blossoms open, so does the back of your heart space, your upper back, your shoulders. There's expansion all the way around your torso. And when you let go, when you let your breath go, everything softens back in, protects the center, hugs to the center line. And take 2 or 3 more cycles of breath like this. Full, gentle, expansive, nourishing, nurturing breath. And when you're ready, start to return to a breathing pattern that feels a little more natural for your body. And just notice how you feel. If you want to stay here longer, either with the breath practice or just enjoying this restorative pose, feel free to stay here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready, gently shift yourself over to one side. If you're on the pillow, rolling carefully off of the pillow. Top hand to the floor in front of you and press up slowly. Head comes up last. Closing your eyes for another few cycles of breath and just letting yourself come back to the room. And so that was Dirga Pranayam, the 3-part breath or the full yogic breath. I hope you enjoyed. It's one of my favorites, and we'll have a lot more breath practice to come. Bye-bye.